the Olympics are tricky from a betting perspective. Now, ideally, I'd like to have lots of data so that I could see if the same thing happens again and again, what's the probability of that thing happening. So if we're having, say, a sprint race, I'm going to look at the 100-meter men's final. If the same group of people were to race on the same track, with the same weather every week, then I could kind of see, okay, they've raced each other 15-20 times. Bolt seems to win 80% of the time. But that's not the case. The Olympics is the pinnacle of the athletics career. So basically, Bolt would be focused on the Olympics. The other events are just kind of passing the time. So I can't take other events that have occurred over the last several months really as a gauge, because Bolt will not strain himself, will not give away what he's doing in those events, because all he cares about is the Olympics final. So what can I do? Well, I can look at Betfair, and here, well, there's not much. When I was looking at the presidential election, I think there was 30 million or something. There's a lot more bet. So it's not as significant. The so-called smart money hasn't really placed their bets yet. Bolt is the favourite, odds on. So there's a greater than 50% chance of Bolt winning. Otherwise, there's Justin Gatlin. The rest are basically not given any chance. I can just have a quick look at the history here, and that's probably when it began. So it's been pretty stable at, say, 60%. Okay, so that's what the betting markets are telling us. And we can see more than half the money has actually been bet backing Bolt. We can look at Justin Gatlin. More of a variation there, but again, it's between 3 and 4 and 11,000 bet. Okay. So that doesn't really help. I mean, that's just telling me what the odds are. It tells me that Bolt is most likely going to win. But is there any other way? Is there any other help, guidance that I can get? Well, the main line of thought that I wanted to do was, again, look at history. Look at what has happened before. So Bolt has actually won 9.63. That's just outrageous. No, so here's what I wanted. I wanted to look at age. So I mean, essentially, when do sprinters peak? Once you're, I'd say 30, 35, I don't know what the age is, you're going to slow down. So what age is Bolt? That would be, to me, the main risk. I mean, if Bolt is now 40, then I wouldn't expect him to win. But we've looked at the betting markets and he's odds on favourite. So, I don't think he's that old. So we can have a look here. So the oldest champion was Linford Christie, and he was 32. So okay. So even at 32, you can win. Next, what age is Usain Bolt? Usain Bolt is 29. Nearly 30. I think the final is on, a few days before that. So he'll still be 29, but effectively 30. What about other winners? What am I saying? Okay, so this is by country. There, that's the one I was looking for. Multiple medalists. So all these guys are legendary, are phenomenal. But no one remains the fastest man in the world for long. I mean, you've got new people coming through, you're getting older. So those two things, to remain at that absurd peak level for a prolonged period just doesn't happen. So Maurice Green, who's great, he only won one. Only one, yeah. But Linford Christie won one. So, typically, you win one. You can win 2 silvers, 1 gold, 1 bronze. So, 2 medals is 8 years long. 8 years gap. So Bolt would be quite unusual in getting 3 medals if you were to get the gold, and we expect that. Well, that's the most likely occurrence. Oddly, I think I totally by chance got the clue. So here's Carl Lewis. Oh, he's born in July. Okay, that's handy enough. What I mean is, the Bolt is born August 21st. Now, that means he's very near to the final. So, in a way, that might help him get 3 medals, because his age is kind of just at the right. His birthday's just at the right date. But anyway, so Bolt is the favourite to win from the betting markets. Looking at the age of 100-meter winners, he's actually okay. I mean, we have had Linford Christie winning it when he was 32. So age shouldn't be like, he's not old enough that it'll disqualify him, that he's too old now, he won't be able to, the effects of age will slow him down, and so that's him done. The only oddity is that none of these people have ever won 3 medals. So that would be new. That would count against him. Though perhaps, since his birthday happens to be very just after when the 100 meter takes place, that might help him out. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say. As I was saying, the basic issue is that these are so rare that we really don't have lots of data to help us. So the normal way, where we just look at something, see how often it occurs, estimate what the probability is based on that, get what the fair value is, what the fair odds would be given that probability. Like, that approach just doesn't work. So we're using secondary other approaches, such as age. Is Bolt too old now? So he's, age does affect your speed. I don't think Bolt is that old. So I would imagine Bolt should win. The only question mark is that none of these guys have won 3 medals. So perhaps I'd nearly want to bet against Bolt just due to that. I still have time, so I'll think about it more. If you have any thoughts yourself, please comment below the video. Really looking forward to the final.